Well, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Unreal Engine 5 game development live stream where we're back in our gas course project, a game built from scratch, of course, using Unreal Engine 5, C++, blueprints, the gameplay ability system plugin, and all of that good stuff. My camera is sort of... I want to fix that. Give me just a second. Like that. Oh, that's better. There you go. So today we're going to continue working on our ImGui debugger here that will allow us to spawn enemies into our scene. Right now we just have the ImGui window with a spawn wave button, and all it really does is spawn a circle or sphere in a location where the enemy would spawn. So I want to kind of continue that, actually spawn something, and go from there. So what we're going to need to do, we're going to need to be able to supply a class to actually spawn. So I think we need to possibly add like some settings here in our project. So we might need to have like a wave manager system kind of settings, I suppose. I don't know if I've created a wave manager system. I might have. I don't know how far I've gotten. I'm not sure what kind of classes already exist on Unreal that start with the word wave. Oh wait, so I have a wave manager panel. I don't think I have a subsystem or anything like that. So it doesn't look like we have anything. So So I guess we definitely want to have it under systems and everything. So we'll have to add it, I guess. So we're gonna go to tools, do C++ class, all classes. I think it has to be developer settings or something like that. Yeah, developer settings, I think. We'll call it GC underscore wave management system settings. Of course, it's one letter off. So I'll call it Wave Manager System Settings. We will add it to our game systems. Wave Manager. Seems all kosher. So I think I need to what I think, like, honestly, I only have one enemy. Right now, it's this dummy enemy. But to possibly help myself out in the future, maybe I can make some sort of data table that has all the enemy types. And so I could just pick it from like a drop down or something. So I would need to get a reference to our settings and everything like that. So we're gonna let this compile and then we'll kind of go from there. All right. We have other settings that we can pull reference from, I believe. We also have a damage system that I'll need to do refactor. So I definitely want to first make a struct, and I don't know if a data table is actually needed. Maybe it could be just like a T array of like soft class references or something like that. So let's pull something like this, right? So it could be what kind of, so it needs to be T array of soft class. I don't know if it needs to be a pointer or path. And then it's gotta be, I guess it could be pawn. Call this enemy list. So what's it complaining about right now? Blueprint read only should not be used on private members. So okay, class from view. Closure, but we gotta call this wave management or wave manager system settings. Could be enough. So I have an enemy list, and that should be enough to at least see something. That in my ImGui, I would need to have like a drop-down list kind of showing this information. So let's first make sure this is all kosher. So let's try to compile this. And assuming this works, we can at least populate it with one entry, which is our dummy enemy. And then eventually we might have to like, try to figure out how we can maybe categorize things. So we can say, okay, you know, spawn, you know, this many of this type, or, you know, kind of queue it. So it'd be like, okay, this wave is could be 10 enemies, and, you know, there might need to be connections where it's like, okay, after 3 killed enemies, spawn the next subset of the waves and stuff like that. But, you know, we gotta take it one step at a time. So let's look. Okay, here's our system settings. So wave manager system settings. We got to change the categories for sure. That's what you get for copy and pasting here. So task force, wave manager, enemy, I guess. But here's our array. And we could put dummy, right? And there you go. And then in theory, we should be able to go now in our bugging panels, wave manager panel. So we're gonna need to get these system settings looking like the Bat Cave, you know, more like Fat Cave. Got him. But yeah, I gotta shave my beard. I'm kind of grizzly and gross at the moment. How's it going, Bill? So yeah, we're able to do things, but we need to then draw some sort of drop-down list. So I think it's like ImGui. Let's see if I could do this all on my own. So I don't think it's a drop. I'm trying to think. I think it's a collapsing header. Maybe take a look at the attributes panel because it's kind of like what I need here. So it's a begin combo. So combo is what I want. We're gonna grab that. We're gonna call this enemy list, I guess. Good, homie. You're doing good. 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 I'm glad to hear that. So we have a selected pawn. We're not really wanting to do that exactly like that, but I pull some more information here. Where am I declaring that? Up here, and I think that's also in here. This might eventually have to evolve into a got an array and stuff, but again, you gotta just make something happen and then figure it out later. So we're gonna go here, we're gonna do this, we're gonna say selected enemy spawn, and then we do something similar. There's no pointer. Change class. Oh, okay. That name, of course. So we have that, and then more or less have to just copy what we have here. Basically to the end of the combo. Paste it like that. Gotta curly braces. Now we're gonna have to fix a bunch of shit because we're copy and pasting things. But you know, that's how you do it. So we're gonna say select enemy spawn is valid. No, none. And then now we need to get a reference to that list. So I don't know if we need to do it when this thing is initialized. but we should be able to say something like wave management system settings, wave management system settings equals get default like that. You might be able to cache that list, but you cannot initialize local variable type with const. So it's got const. And then yeah, we'll probably need a TRA here. TRA we just type. That I think. List. And be similar up here. No. Maybe. Just rolling with the punches here. So now we gotta do roar and then but now I kind of have to figure out how to resolve the soft class pointer. So I would have to load it at some point. Probably don't need to do it immediately. Maybe when I select button, it would load it. I don't know if I want to preload it while I'm selecting stuff. That's for the sake. Let's comment a bunch of this out. And let's just see if we get the enemy list, I guess. Let's compile, see what the damage is at that point. Hey, Talos. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How are you? Right now we're working on our wave management debug in ImGui, trying to spawn some stuff. Then eventually we gotta get back to like the card loop. So we finished the active card resource stuff, but like the cards don't actually have a cost or anything like that, and we still don't have much interesting things going on in the second to second, but you know, like I say, we'll get there, I'm sure. So let's look. What I'm hoping is, one, it doesn't crash. Two, we have, so it's empty, which may or may not be a good thing. Let's look at our project settings. Let's look at our wave management system settings. So we do have an entry, which tells me, oh yeah, we're not populating the list yet, so that's the first thing. So enemy list equals wave management settings. Maybe that's enough. We could do a steamy hot reload. That one. And you know, once we can kind of spawn our dummy enemies from this ImGui, as a step forward, we're gonna have to see how we can properly architect like a wave management system, because we gotta talk about, like, maybe we could do that in the second half of the stream. We'll see how far we get with this, but we're gonna have to talk about what inputs the wave manager system needs to take in, like what kind of considerations, and then what it needs to like listen for and kind of feed back into itself. But yeah, let's look at our ImGui again. Hoping to see an entry in here. Still no. So I'm guessing this is invalid by the time. It does seem like it's populating a list. Click it. Enemy list. Not really a thing. Error could materialize, couldn't get the value of the variable. There's no location. Or it may have been optimized out error. Good, I'm trying to design a skill tree system for my project. Very nice. Skill trees are fun as hell. Do you have any interesting ideas for your skill tree? Like anything unique to it? Anything interesting you'd like to share about it? I mean, it's that. Maybe it shouldn't be static. How do we do it for our? So we have a cache pawns thing, right? And that's not static, right? Let's look. Yeah, it's just a T array. So maybe we don't need it to be static. And that's what the problem is. So let's nuke what we're doing. Everybody panic. Maybe we can make this private. And we can go here, we go view. This should still work. Let's see if that did the trick. Your skill tree is more like a bush. So you're talking about kind of like Path of Exile skill tree, you know, it's all interconnected, weaved, gross looking. Alright. Third time could be the charm. I don't. It's Harry. True. So still nothing. Still nada. Maybe it needs to include this. Can I log this bad boy? Let's just see if we get anything. Okay. I'm not sure why it's not populating. The list exists. Enemy list. We have BP dummy NPC, so hoping we would see at least that, right? Nothing is that easy. Okay. We have an enemy list saying soft object pointer is null, but it's saying, you know, BP underscore NPC. Is a soft class pointer good? I'm not sure. let's ask the AI here. I'm trying to make my abilities with modifications so players can change their behavior, but don't want to make the tree the same as in Diablo 4. Okay. I see. So are you just trying to make sure they're not like minuscule changes to things? Like are you trying to avoid like percentage buffs and stuff like that? You want these things to kind of significantly change the behaviors? Obviously with some sort of spectrum, I suppose. Let's see what La Computadora thinks. So it says use tsoft class pointer to avoid hard cooking living assets, store them in configure data assets. That's what I'm doing. Validate classes before use. So there's this load enemy thing. I'll probably need that for when I'm loading it though. Unless I want to load them when the ImGui is initialized. I don't want to do all of them, you know? That might just make things really kind of slow. Can I at least say literally just say yeah, because with the ability tree or skill tree that we did for Outriders, we tried a lot of the time to make them do unique things, but there were still these like smaller nodes you would class into to use points for that kind of just did statistical buffs. Not everything was like a active ability thing where it's like, okay, your gun now, you know, shoots a laser, or you spawn skulls that, you know, deal poison damage or something like that. We kind of had to strike a balance with that. But I think the team did a good job on that. So we're going. We gotta click it. Now, do we get anything in the output log? Yeah, number of enemies 1. Now, is the issue just selectable? Do I have to be like if what would be the best way to say this without making things kind of crash? Now, would I just say it's like my selected enemy to spawn is a weak object pointer, but I just need to say like T say if it's valid. Can I say T? Can I say it? Can say a string class name equals it dot get dot string. say, if GUI selectable, I'll just do this. Also have to this be let's say true. I just want to see if it'll show up in the list, Yes. Okay. Don't know what that's going to really result with, so let's see. All right, moment of truth. Still nothing. Am I missing something? Maybe? Yeah, we do it with caching pawns. Update cache pawns. Update cache pawns. Updated cache pawns is happening. Subsystem, I guess. It's constantly updating. I mean, it's showing. Let's just get a breakpoint and see what happens. So boom, no breakpoint. So do I have to resolve it? See how I get some information here. Yeah, it's failing here. That's why it's not writing anything. But I would have to. It seems like I'd have to load, and it's saying load synchronously. But that's him. I'm not gonna do that. Let's just see what happens when I do it the gross way, huh? I would just say just a pawn loaded enemy equals it says cannot initialize local variable loaded type new class. Okay. Let's see what damage that's gonna do. just want to know if this will actually show anything. Alright, now it does. So I know the enemy list is correct. Let's see if there's a way to access the string from a soft class pointer, because I don't want to have to load the object like that. So I can do it potentially. Let me. Select it's valid. I then say something like maybe that'll work. There you go. I don't know if I need the full path name though. That I want to do something. Will be selected equals. You're selected one thing. Selected on selected on that, right? I already have something, right? I have selected entity spawn, so pool is equal to I don't care that it's not reloaded. This is a T weak object pointer. So that's first. I think that should be valid. Basically, at this point, I would want to say if this is where I would have to do the load asynchronous kind of stuff. But let's see. Let me. This, I think. Hopefully, now I should be able to say spawn wave. I'll just select it and spawn dot get asset name. Dot to string. No, it's a string. And then at that point, I would have to do the whole loading. So, fingers crossed. Let's see. Let's get it. Wave manager. Let's spawn wave. Should not happen or do anything. Don't crash. Great. Spawn wave. Everything's good. It says boom. BP damage. So now is something broken still? I need to fix my melee ability. For some reason it's just not executing. Failed to do something here. Play data is empty. Did I mess something up with that state tree? Oh no. Seems okay. Fix melee ability, I think. Sidetracked. Ability system. Abilities, melee, base. Do I get to this point? Yeah. All empty, so because they're public. Try again. Interesting that because it's public, it broke. Still working on trying to get a good like reflection system of melee combat. Also seeing the buffer component working. So access none, trying to read the motion work. Oh, it says it's gonna end the ability. Did I make the motion warping component also public or something? What did I oh, what in God's name did I do? I click, yes. Boom, boom. Motion warping component seems good. Yeah, motion warping component just should pants. That's so weird. It broke. Yeah, it's unknown. Pretty sure my character has a motion component. Did something break there without me knowing? No, it's here. Okay. What if I were to just replace it? Did it fix it, perhaps? Huh? I wonder if this task is giving any problems. It's just the dynamic one that I'm kind of trying to work on the side here. Maybe that's causing problems. Let's find out. Sorry for getting sidetracked. Looks fine, right? Unless it, like, the ability ends. No, it seems to be persisting the way it needs to. Let me copy this data. Let's just again. Those seem like they're not going to matter. Motion warping is fine. As you can see, nothing's really updating. Why is this warping component not staying valid? This is on give ability, and then activate ability just kind of does it. I don't think I see it. Right, it's literally just these things. Just removing warp targets, not really. That's so bizarre. Why is it giving me that weird result? So I could, in theory... Oh. Do this. I wonder if it affects the other melee attacks. Because now it should technically work, right? I'm doing this, I'm moving around, all good, right? I'll need to unspec. Cool. So like the air attack doesn't even work. Really screwed something up. That's so bizarre. Okay, we got it here. Melee data. It's all empty. Okay, I can be at the class. The for some reason the tags and 4K. I literally put anything in here. Let me just put collision tag. You should see this. Oh. So strange. I don't think I changed anything with my logic. Alright, we're getting hella sidetracked. That's upsetting, but I'll look at it. So again, I don't think I changed it. So let's go to stage 3. It's callbacks, referencing stuff. Melee data. So that seems fine, but then I get to here. Tag is there, but then when I get the blueprint, the tag's not there. Something strange, something fishy's going on here. I simply just replace it. I'll make a difference. Bucket. Do I have any other breakpoints? Jump there. Now it's okay. Now it's saying melee special in air. Something gross happened with our melee. Hey Casper, how's it going? Yeah, we're just we had to figure out something weird was going on with our melee abilities there. Might be state tree related, because I'm not too sure why our motion warping component isn't being correctly initialized. Because when I remove this and I just use the motion warping component, we get errors. Like, our motion warping is invalid. But here, this passes. And I'm not too sure why. I'm gonna do something stupid. Let's see what happens. Reparent it to gameplay ability, and then reparent it back. Sometimes that could be unpredictable, so I wasn't sure what the outcome of that would have been. Now it's okay. Up. Got some sort of crash. We're gonna have to look at that. It was complaining about instancing or something. Yeah, but what I'm trying to do is not today, but like off stream. Trying to make a dynamic state tree task for when you put in an ability class, it auto populates the parameters of it and copies the data into the ability itself. Kind of like what I'm doing already, but more generalizing it so that I don't have to make explicit data. Can this be instance per execution? Or is that where it's gonna kill me? I'd like it to be instance per execution, but that's weird. So like, do I really need to do this? Like, does it have to be instance per actor? I don't work too much off stream. It depends on like the day or weekend, I should say. Sometimes I'll do like 1 or 2 hours, maybe more on the weekends. But you know, Tuesday and Thursdays are my stream days where I'll actually work. Yesterday was an exception. I was just looking at stuff yesterday for like 2 hours. So my answer is very inconsistent. I guess these have to be instance per actor. Or I get rid of that. Maybe I can override this? Is this something I can override? wonder if there's information online about this. Well, so instance per execution is fragile and mostly for short-lived stateless abilities. Guess I just gotta live instance per actor kind of thing. May not be a big deal. Then yeah, we gotta jump back into our debug. But man, sometimes when the game fucks up like this, you know, it makes me feel like it's so unstable. Like, I don't know why that motion warping component wasn't working, and having to reparent it, you know, having to use instance actor for these things. Back to normal. Oh, we got an infinite loop. Enable animation budget. Excuse me? Yeah, that's very true. Unreal tends to fight back. Like, am I getting... What now? Where is this coming? Like, if I just spawn a normal dummy NPC, do I get this? Are they dying immediately? I didn't make my damage huge. I am so confused. Why am I getting infinite loops? I literally didn't change anything. So let me remove hit target effects for a second. Let's just see what happens. Still infinite loop. Let's see if connecting to Perforce does anything. Maybe I have incompatible files while I'm not logged in or something. Bam. No. So where is this possibly coming from? Wait, if I make this instance for execution, I'm gonna get a crash, right? Yeah. So what am I even doing? Like, I remember, like, I literally made a build, like, a couple days ago, on the 26th, or 27th even. And this is fine. So I have no idea what possibly changed here. Oh, I forgot to turn you off. And maybe I have to revert a bunch of stuff. Like melee combo base, for example. Like, what do we have in the U project? Yeah, animation budget allocator seems fine. Just for fun. Let's revert some stuff. Melee combo base. And GA melee base. Revert that. Should be able to attack. Yeah. It's a miracle. Oh, but we're crashing. But why? I don't have the in error. But I have it writable in some way. So, game, content, task force, game, character, clear, ability system, abilities, test examples, melee, and air, right? So, check out and alright, so we should be absolved of all of our sins here. We should be able to get back to what we were doing. Yeah, we can hopefully now jump back in to our ImGui, hopefully. So we're gonna have to stream shit in. Fingers crossed. That, yay. Okay, we're back to normal. Boom. So yeah, now we can go back into our IM, right? So we got to the point, let's just close the fuck out of everything that we don't need. So we're here, right? We know the location, we can draw everything, but now we need to actually resolve everything. So we have an example, because I'm not very good about remembering how to do this stuff, and honestly I was asking AI to help whenever I don't remember. Won't really help me with my memory, but it is what it is. So Again, I could do this asynchronously. We can see what that looks like. We could say a pawn spawn equals synchronous that hopefully will do it. And then we say if spawn, I'm not gonna do the same line here that was here. Like a lot of ifs in, but it's whatever. We could factor this out, but I think what we can do, I think I have to do it through world. I have world here, so I think I'm able to just keep using it. So I think again it's through world. I say world spawn actor, and I want to do like deferred. And then it would be a pawn, right? But then I don't know really. So the class, so I guess I don't like. Well, I guess I am loading the class, right? Maybe it's okay. Let's just say a u class equals selected enemy to spawn dot. And then I could maybe say now because what does it take? Give me the, so I have to make it a transform. Signature here. That's what we're working with. Then it says what? You gameplay statics, and then finish spawning actor. This returns me what? It's a template. So spawns given class and returns to class pointer. Force resets will transform. Will not run construction. Oh, construction. I have to see kind of what that looks like. So what do we need? We need we have more or less a transform down here. We say like F or is it const? Transform. Hopefully that's valid as a transform. Spawn transform. Now it's an actor point. So it's the owner. That could be the pawn, right? Or I could just say world, right? And I could say pawn. So the owner is the world. Instigator is their character. Definitely doing something backwards. Yeah, it's transformed first. Is there a reference to how spawn act deferred should work? So spawned actor. Okay. And then there's finish spawning actor. I could say this is null. What's the it calls finish spawning actor, so it says spawn from here. Separation should spawn target actor. Finalize. We're just gonna have to just see what happens, I think. So enemy to spawn, finish, spawning. Could work. Could not. Only one more way to find out. It's not the greatest. Let's see if we, maybe it needs to be asynchronous. I don't know, but let's just see what happens. If we get a crash, it might be a good thing because we know some things are executing, but let's find out. So pick something, dummy, spawn. So we're not even getting a red sphere. So what does that mean? Means enemy to spawn. So I think what we need to do is change this to enemy class. Maybe that's okay. Moment of truth. Oh. We got him. Now I get to spawn a bunch. Now they're just gonna start shooting. But we got something to work. Which, you know, that's something. Curious as to why they're not all shooting at me and it's just one. So I should spawn them facing me. So something else is broken somewhere, I'm sure. Honestly, pressing spacebar spawns another one. I don't like how it takes too long for them to rotate towards me. I think it's because of how I set something up. I forget where I did it, but I think it's in the damage. So yeah, I'm setting the event asynchronously, I think. Trying to do stuff for performance, and maybe that was a bad idea. Yeah, systems, right? Send gameplay event async. I use a different thread. Essentially, that's the problem. Maybe the instigator can receive it at the first frame, and the target receives it on the... I should fix that problem. Now he should hit and look immediately. Still no. Maybe it's the opposite way. See how it takes so long to get there? Maybe the instigator one could be... Let's see. And then we'll have to call it a night after this, but I'm glad we got decently far. We're able to spawn some dude. We're not able to do much design at this point tonight, but you know, we gotta take the small victories. Let's look at our guy. And let's slow down time. So we hit. So you can't tell immediately. Yeah, it still takes a frame. So we're no longer sending it here. I can add it back. And this maybe would be instantaneous? No. Assuming both. Whoop. Assuming both have to. But yeah, I'm not sure where the delay is coming from at this point. Could be in the hit reaction. Yeah. Can't tell. Sometimes because of this hit reaction. Itself is pretty delayed. I don't know if this is because it's something else. Alright, hold on. Give me 5 minutes to dig into this. Yeah, we have hit reaction on dummy. Doing this, set material, apply force, set material. Yeah, so that's why. Face instigator is doing it when this is finished. Wonder if there was a reason for that. Gotta get the right animation here. Much snappier. Great. Now can we put this actually back to send gameplay event async? And still be happy. Ooh woo. On him. Let's see. Seems kosher. Want him not to. Yeah, perfect. Okay. So, issue was. Reaction. So, knowing when to finish it correctly. We should also do this on endability, which we did. So that seems like that was our answer. So awesome. So thank you so much for watching. It's all very much appreciated per usual. If you enjoy watching, make sure to follow here on Twitch. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube. Make sure to follow on TikTok. I don't know if I have a link there. But also make sure to join our Discord. It's a quiet little Discord, but maybe the more people we get in there, the merrier. See how we can all grow as developers. So again, thank you so much for watching. We have 6 of us here, so we can maybe raid here. Let's go ahead and raid imaginary villain. So I hope you all enjoy your night. Hopefully I will see you on Thursday. If not, I will see you very soon. enjoy the rest of your night.